What happens when Porsche brings some of its newest vehicles to one of Canada's most spectacular motorsports facilities? You're about to find out. Recently, I joined the Porsche Roadshow Dynamic Driving Experience at Area 27 Motorsports Park in British Columbia's South Okanagan, not for an open track day, but for a chance to experience very different sides of the Porsche lineup. The day began inside the Area 27 clubhouse with an introduction to the vehicles, the Porsche certified driving instructors, and what we would be doing throughout the day. Then we split into 3 groups, and my first stop was the street driving experience. As we were assigned our vehicles, there were 2 drivers per car. We would switch partway through the route. I got lucky enough to be matched with an existing Porsche owner, Rob, who knew the vehicles inside and out and added a layer of insight throughout the drive. We started in the all-electric Taycan GTS before heading out from Area 27 in a 5-car convoy for roughly 30 minutes of driving through the vineyards of the South Okanagan. Our instructor led from the first car, communicating with us by radio.
We can all slowly make our way out of here.
As we worked through corners, acceleration, and different driving modes.
About 5 minutes, we're going to be at the first driver change stop, and then we're going to swap drivers.
This one here changes to whatever's in front of you here. This feels a lot tighter than the Macan for sure.
Does it?
Yeah.
In the sport mode, like, or just overall?
Even in normal mode, it just feels. It's probably because it's a bit lower to the ground.
Yeah, we're another few minutes, and we're gonna do a car swap. So keep following me. And then full throttle up ahead, and then we can merge.
See anybody coming?
So take your time if there's traffic, no rush. We're just following this road for like 5 kilometers. So
and there's no gear, like you're in a gas, you're waiting for it to go chung chung chung, right? No.
From there, we switched over to the track into the 911T hybrid for the slalom course.
We're also very proud at Porsche. We're one of the few car companies where there's certain versions of this car you can get that have a manual gearbox for those of us who like to change gears. That 6 cone standing up there at the very end.
6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
very
6.
last cone standing up is where you want to go.
Okay. Okay.
Any questions?
Nope.
All right, hands far apart. Run number 2.
Okay.
Give her.
After the slalom course came an opportunity no one was expecting. We were offered the chance to experience the Cayenne Turbo Electric, the only one in Canada at the time of our drive, and Porsche had a very specific demonstration in mind. Launch control. 1,139 horses available with launch control, and the Cayenne Turbo Electric can accelerate from 0 to 100 in 2.5 seconds. This isn't a 2-seat supercar. This is a Cayenne.
Quickly.
Go.
I'm afraid.
Just do it.
Oh, wow. But outright acceleration was only one side of what Porsche wanted us to experience with Cayenne. Because after launching an 1,139 horsepower electric SUV from a standing start, we thought we'd move on to something completely different. We were about to take more than $1 million worth of Cayennes off the pavement. And yes, they actually wanted us to drive them off-road. For this part of the experience, we switched between the Cayenne Electric and the Cayenne GTS, taking both through Porsche's off-road course, switching vehicles and switching drivers throughout. It was an interesting contrast, one electric and one combustion powered, both carrying the Porsche badges and both being asked to do something you might not expect when you see one sitting perfectly polished in a showroom. Porsche wasn't going to prove their off-road capability with an easy gravel road. We climbed a steep grade through incredibly soft sand, picked our way through a rock garden, negotiated a passage barely wider than the Cayenne, and tackled side slopes that looked considerably more dramatic from behind the wheel. Then came a steep descent where the terrain had the Cayenne balancing on just 3 wheels. What surprised me wasn't simply that the Cayenne could do all of it, It was how little drama there was from behind the wheel. The technology manages an extraordinary amount beneath you, while inside, you're still sitting in the comfort of a Porsche. You aren't wrestling the vehicle or wondering whether it's going to make it through. You point it at the obstacle, follow the instructor's guidance, and the Cayenne simply does the rest. So yes, you can take a Cayenne off-road, but more importantly, you can do it in a level of confidence and comfort I wasn't expecting from a luxury performance SUV. So from launching an 1139 horsepower electric Cayenne from 0 to 100 in 2.5 seconds, to balancing a Cayenne on 3 wheels in the dirt, that might be the best demonstration of just how broad the Porsche performance envelope has become. And just like that, our Porsche Roadshow experience was over. 4 very different interpretations of what a Porsche could be. And while I expected the 911 to be impressive and the Taycan to be quick, the biggest surprise of the day for me was the Cayenne. And not because it did one thing exceptionally well, but because of the extremes it could handle. One minute you think you're a Formula One driver, and the next minute you're crawling through rocks in the dirt. And maybe that's what the Porsche Roadshow demonstrated better than any specification sheet ever could. Performance isn't just about horsepower or how quickly a car gets from 0 to 100. It can be acceleration, handling, technology, capability, and perhaps most importantly, how the vehicle makes you feel from behind the wheel. The Porsche lineup may be changing. The way Porsche powers its vehicles is certainly changing. But after driving them back-to-back at Area 27, one thing felt remarkably consistent. They're still built around the person sitting behind the wheel. Thanks for watching.